When I think of Prince of Persia, what I think of is the young, acrobatic action hero who saves the world.
The first thing that comes to mind for me when I think of Prince of Persia is taking part in a huge swashbuckling adventure, something where you get to do acrobatics and sword fights, and you're exploring an exciting, exotic world at the same time.
Prince of Persia really is the true meaning of adventure. It's got the gameplay in there and it's got the story.
The main driver in terms of changing the art direction was our artistic director, Mikhail Labat. It was his intention from the very beginning to create an artistic direction, a visual style that was uniquely Prince of Persia.
We call the new design illustrative art style, and this was inspired from the very beginning, in part coming from the fact that the new world of the Prince of Persia is one that is very fantastic in nature. It's very fable-like, very fairy tale-like. And to resonate with that, we went with an art style that makes it feel like a storybook, makes it feel like you're inside the legend as opposed to just being in a realistic historical world, because this isn't a very realistic historical world.
And the reason why we call it illustrative is because it's born of the illustrations, right? And rather than take those illustrations and just sort of use those as reference material for creating 3D environments, the intention was, let's try and create the 3D environments to look as much as possible like those illustrations. And there was quite a lot of R&D and time spent in thinking about how could we create something that was very unique, that wasn't super cartoony and it wasn't, you know, super realistic either, but that was a very unique melding of the two. The number of polygons in the prints and, you know, is very, very high, because if the camera gets in really close, we want players to be able to see all those little details in the prince's cloth and the prince's hair and his eyes and, you know, that sort of thing.
We're not a cartoon game, but we are a game that has almost this painterly feel to it. Like I said, that it's like a storybook almost.
You look at it and it gives you a feeling. You begin to feel that you are more within this removed area. You're not in reality, which is what we want. It's a fantasy adventure.
Well, we've had a very good reaction to this style, anyone we've shown it to, and we on the team just really feel that it resonates with the core concept of the game, that the acrobatics, the combat with magic, all these things are really well represented with the new visual style. One of the core aspects of Prince of Persia for the new game is this idea of healing the world, and as you go through this process, the world will change from what we call a corrupted state into a healed state.
Basically, the kind of sensation we want to give is a sort of desolate, forsaken, barren landscape when it's cursed, and a warm, bright, alive landscape when it's healed. I think this artistic direction embraces that magical and fantasy element more than anything possibly could. So if the magic of Prince of Persia is something that you like, then certainly this artistic direction and this style is going to be something you appreciate.
Trying to pick an environment, how to pick a favourite environment, it's a bit like the end of a dinner when you go to the dessert tray and there's just all the different things. It's like, what do you pick?
I think the observatory area, which we've shown in a few screenshots, is probably the most unique. I've never really seen anything like that in a video game. It's kind of like a mix of Escher meets Myst meets Prince of Persia, and I really like that.
I think that as soon as you come within sight of the veil, it's like you want to play, you want to go find out what's there, what's there, what's there. So I think it just slightly ekes out some of the other regions in the game for me.
The city itself, because in its corrupt form in particular, it's just so dramatic. It's a really dramatic environment to be running through. You do get that sense of need to push on and help save that world.